experience with your mother and the Vaschenko family taking the train to Moscow, and we're not going to be able to have all the details, but give us your best synopsis in about 5 minutes of your Siberian 7 experience.
So when finally my mom decided to go with the Vaschenkos to the American embassy, she wanted to take my oldest brother, but then on the last minute she changed her mind and took me. So I was taking care of the cows in the field, and then my brother came and said, "Go, and the parents waiting for you." So we went, not at the train station that we buy the tickets, but we drive to another train station to pick up a train, the same train, but in different station. So the KGB waited for us in our train station that we'll be arriving there, but because we didn't arrive there, they're thinking that we might change our mind. But we pick up the train later on, a few kilometers from our town. And we arrived at the American embassy, and of course, many times people try to find out first, but we went straight from the train station to the American embassy.
What year was this?
It was June 27th, 1978. And so when we arrived to the embassy, the KGB and the police didn't prepare that all of us will come right there from the train station. So when we arrived, there was only 2 police guards on each gate. And John tried to sneak first to the American embassy, and so the police grabbed him. And this way, 7 of us came inside with the embassy. Of course, we were crying, "Help, help, help," but it seems like nobody wanted to come to help us. So everybody looked on us, and we didn't realize it was about 200 Russian people working inside of the embassy, like like a secretaries, drivers, and cleaners, and all of this. But we thought it's all of them as Americans. And then, so when the Americans came and say what's happening and why you came here, and it takes a few hours, and then we say, we want John to come in, and then we'll tell our plight and see how you can help us. And the didn't struggle was that when you didn't knew about anything is they tried to talk with the Russian guards, but the Russian guards already beat him very heavily, and so they didn't want to bring him to the embassy. And they say, no, he's fine. And we say, no, we won't leave the embassy until we'll find out what's happened with him. And it took like quite a few days before they sent him back to his family in Siberia. And they call and say that they beat him very heavily and don't leave the embassy until we get permission to leave from Russia. And that ordeal was started in June 27th.
So the whole goal was you were seeking to emigrate out of
That's right, because of the religion persecution there. So it took us about a month before the embassy official find out that we won't leave in ourselves, and they give us the half-basement room. But while we was staying in the consulate, in the waiting room, some tourists came and say that we have access to the White House, the special box for the President Carter at that time, and he was a Baptist. And so we write a petition to him, and so these tourists took our petition and sent to the President Carter, and he was telling that not forcibly remove us from the embassy, and that's where the journey of the embassy starts.
So President Carter was unwilling to help you guys?
That's right. He only told the officials not forcibly remove us from the embassy. But
and then tell me, in a nutshell, the next almost 5 years of your life. And how old were you at the time?
I was 16 when I went to the embassy, and I left the embassy in 21.
At age 21?
28, yes. So it was, of course, I took seriously everything, but at the same time, I trust God that He will take care of us. And I was accepting what it is, and it's much better to stay in the embassy than in prison or in a mental hospital, because of if you stay more than 24 hours inside of the embassy, you're like a traitor. You cross the border illegally. And so we didn't have too much choice then to stick to the embassy and to stay there until the outcome will come positive to us and our families to emigrate.
So you and your mother and 5 members of the Vaschenko family,
That's right.
you lived in this small room in the basement of the American Embassy in Moscow for nearly 5 years.
That's right.
Just paint us a quick picture of what that was like for you.
So we have one room, two single beds, and then we have a stove and a refrigerator. But our window is come to by the arc of the entrance to the American embassy, and so the police guards many times in the nighttime with this chick going through the bar and say, whenever you come out, we will show you what it is to betray the country, to betray us, and.
So they were taunting you even when you were in the.
That's right. That's right. But the saddest part is we observe is that many times some other people try to sneak to the embassy and the police will grab them, beat them, and drag them. It doesn't matter how much they cry, and they never get help.
So that you saw that happen to other people?
That's right. Many times in our 5 years in the waiting room, or in the half basement room, yeah.